Welcome to Shareability Uganda e-learning. My name is Nelson, and we are moving on with understanding these fractions. So today we want to look at what we call addition of these fractions. Okay, we are going to be seeing how do we add these fractions. Then more so shall look at how do we subtract. Then we look at more of these mixed fractions. So we have been able to look at more of this in our recent lessons, and then in today's video I want to concentrate more on addition of these fractions. So let's get started with our main purpose. So as we have said that we are going to be looking at more of adding these fractions. Now here what we do and what we have to understand is to be able to know how do we add them and how do we come up with the right answer after I've been given. This is not so hard unless maybe when they are given in a word problem. Okay, so this is our example. We shall start with the example because we have just been building a lesson to a lesson, a lesson to a lesson for us to understand. Okay, so let's get our pen here. We're going to get our pen here. Okay, so we are going to use this in addition. So when I've been given an example like this, they just tell you to add, but what they are telling you to add are just fractions. Like here we have this fraction which is 1 out of 4, and then plus 1 out of 2. They just want you to add. Okay, so when it comes to addition, what do we do? What do we do to add these numbers of ours? First of all, what we have to do is to ensure that we look out for the LCM here. Okay, we look out for the LCM. When you look out for the LCM, then we put it down here. So the LCM is going to be LCM of 4, then and 2. We first look out for this LCM. So let's get this LCM and we see LCM of 2 and 4. Or you can also get the common factor that can divide the 4 and the 2. Okay, one of the two can give us an answer. So let's get the LCM and we see. So when we have our LCM as 8, you can get 8. Okay, we can use 8, such as that now here when you use our 8, when you use 8, we put our 8 here. You can now say our 8 divided by 4. Okay, then times 1. It is going to be like this: 8 divided by 4, then times 1. Okay, then we shall still add our last number here, which is 8 divided by 2, 8 divided by 2 times, can create what? You can create brackets here, then times what? Times 1. Is that right? Okay, so the number we are multiplying is this one. So now here we can now be able to come up with our answers. What? Our answer is going to be what? What is 8 divided by 4? We get 2. 2 times 1. This is the same as 2. Okay, then plus what is 8 divided by 4, which is okay. What is let's be very critical here. We are saying we are dividing our 8 divided by what? 8 divided by 4. 8 divided by what? By 4. We get our answers 2. Then what is also 8 divided by 2? We are saying 8 divided by 4. Here we are going to get 2 times 1. We get 2. Then we come again, we say 8 divided by our answer here. What is 8 divided by 2? We get 4. 4 times 1. Okay, so 4 times 1 we get 4. So plus our 4. Okay, by 8. So now here we are going to be having our 6. 6 out of what? Out of 8. So this is our answer. So we can now still reduce this number of hours. We can still reduce it. When we reduce it, we can get a factor that can divide 6 and 8, which is a 2. So here we say using what? Using factor 2. So by 2 here we shall be able to get our what? Our 3. Then by 2 we shall be able to get our 4. Okay, so this simply means we can still come up with the what? With the same answer here. Is that right? So for us to come up with this answer, because this is the answer they came up with, we have been seeing how we can get this answer using the concept. Okay, so we also have another number. So this number also is given in the word problem, where they're saying John filled 1.5 of a tank in the morning. Okay, we know a tank is what? A tank is where you can keep out either water, either some oil, or something of that kind. So now here they are saying there's this guy who filled a tank, and he filled it 1 out of 2, which is a half. Then also in the afternoon he had also to fill in 2/5, that is 2 out of 5. Then they want us to find out the fraction. They are saying what fraction did he make, or did he fill all together. So this number, they just only want you to do what? To add our fractions. Where are our fractions? I'll have a half, that's 1 out of 2, then plus 2 out of 5. We said we look out for the what? For the LCM, or for the lowest common multiple. Then we do what? After getting the lowest common multiple, then we divide them and multiply. So we are now going to get our LCM as 10. The lowest common multiple, which can divide a 2 and 5. We say what is 10 divided by 2? We get 5. 5 times 1, we get our 5. We still add 10 divided by 5, we get a 2. 2 times 2, we get 4. Okay, so now this is what we have been able to get. So here we shall be able to get our 9 out of 10. So since they want us to give our answer, we shall not bother whether it is in fraction or it is in a whole number. Alright, so we can leave our answer in that form as far as adding fractions. So this is the simplest thing that we only need to understand, is to first look out for the LCM. After you have got the LCM, then you divide your LCM by each, then you multiply by the denominator. Then after, you also come to another fraction, you divide it by your lowest common multiple, you also multiply it by the denominator. You'll be able to come up with what? with an answer. That is a recap that I can give on how we can still add some more of addition of these fractions. Okay, so another example we have is here. Here they come when they have mixed our fraction. It has part of the whole and also the fraction itself. For example, here we have our whole number 2, then 1/3. We are going to add it with one whole number 1/4. Okay, so what do we do here for us to add this? Remember, this one is in the form of a mixed fraction. What we do is to first change it to a proper fraction, because it is an improper. It has a whole number and a fraction. So what we do is to first change it to a proper fraction. How do we change it to a proper fraction? We say our 3 times 2. Okay, 3 times 2. Then we add 1, which is this, plus 1. Okay. You can create brackets if you feel. Okay, you can create some brackets if you feel. So the whole of this should be out of what? Out of 3. Then you still also add another whole number, which is going to be 4. 4 times 1 plus 1. Okay, 4 times 1 plus 1. This is going to be out of what? Out of 4. Okay, so you're saying you can create brackets of that category. Then you simplify now the what? You simplify what you have indicated. So what is 3 times this? 3 times 2, we get a 6 plus 1. We shall get our 7. Then our 7 is going to be out of what? Out of 3. Then we say 4 times 1, which is a 4 plus 1, 5. Here we shall be able to have a 5 out of 4. So now, after you have worked out this, that simply means we are only having a plus here. So we are now having our 7 out of 3 plus 5 out of 4. So now we look out for what? For our LCM. We said we can just multiply these numbers. We say we multiply the denominators. We have our 3 and the 4. They give us 12. What is 12 divided by 3? We get 4. Then 4 times 7. Okay. So we are going to be having our 12 divided by 3. We get 4. Then the 4 that we have got. Okay. Then we multiply it by what? By 7. So what do we get? 4 times 7, we get our 28. Then we shall still add. What is 12 divided by 4? We get a 3. Then we say 3 times 5. 3 times 5, what do we get? We shall get our 15. So now this simply means that we have our 28 plus 15 out of 12. So in this we shall now be having our final here. What is 15 plus 28? Can use one by one. What is 5 plus 8? That is 13. We write a 3. Then write a 3. Then we say what is 1 plus 2? We get a 3. Then plus 1. We are saying 1 plus what? 1 plus 2, we get 3. Then plus the what? Plus 1, which we carried, which is going to be 4 out of 12. So this is going to be our what? Our final answer. That is going to be our what? Our final answer. When you cross check out this, how they worked out the examples, we're being able to come up with our answer. So here we shall be able to have our 43 out of what? Out of 12. Okay, so that's how we shall be now playing out with addition of fractions. We shall now be able to handle out some more questions. The question now, how do they set the question? Remember here we are just explaining how do we work out numbers that are concerned with the addition of these fractions. Okay, so for this kind, please be able to follow out the steps that we have been explaining for you to come up with the with the right answer. Let me say thank you very much for being part of this. Please be able to subscribe to get some more upcoming lessons, such that we can be able to move on the same page. Every lesson we put, you should be the first to get a notification. Thank you very much. See you in the next lesson when you are handling the question that are concerned with addition of fractions.